This is How to Quit Smoking, the ultimate guide to stop smoking now with easy step-by-step instructions to give up smoking for life and never be a heavy smoker again. Written by Martin J. Carr. Read by Matt Montanez. Introduction. Back in the 1950s, smoking was fashionable. In fact, it was considered commonplace. Back then, you could smoke everywhere, in restaurants, airplanes, grocery stores, even hospitals. A smoker never got a dirty look for lighting up in public. It was the people who didn't smoke who were in the minority. My, how times have changed. Smoking is nothing new to civilization. In fact, scientists can determine that as far back as 1000 BC, people start using the leaves of the tobacco plant for smoking and chewing. How and why tobacco was first used in the Americas, no one knows. The first users are thought to have been the Mayan civilizations of Central America. Its use was gradually adopted throughout the nations of Central and most of North and South America. From that moment, tobacco production began catching on, and tobacco products became readily available throughout the young United States of America. In 1832, the first paper cigarette was introduced. It is widely believed that the first paper-rolled cigarettes were made by Egyptian soldiers fighting the Turkish-Egyptian War. Other historians suggest that Russians and Turks learned about cigarettes from the French, who in turn may have learned about smoking from the Spanish. It is thought that paupers in Seville were making a form of cigarette known as a papelet from the butts of discarded cigars and papers as early as the 17th century. In 1900, smoking jackets and hats have been introduced for gentlemen smokers. After-dinner cigar with a glass of port or brandy is now an established tradition in turn-of-the-century Britain. Cigarettes are also a part of life. In 1950, evidence of a link between lung cancer and smoking is published in the British Medical Journal. Research was done by Professor, now Sir, Richard Dahl and A. Bradford Hill. In 1964, the United States Surgeon General tells Americans that smoking causes lung cancer. Not many people listened. Shortly after, in 1965, federal law not only prohibits tobacco advertising on television, but they also make it mandatory to include the Surgeon General's warning in print on all cigarette packs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?